Hi, welcome back. This is Matthew from AN Finance. Last week I started reading a book called The Zombie Survival Guide, The Complete Protection from the Living Dead by Max Brooks. Max also wrote the book World War Z, which was also a big Hollywood movie starring Brad Pitt. It's a good book. I give it about 4 or 4.5 stars. In case you're a noob with zombies, they are the living dead and they eat human flesh. You only kill a zombie by shooting it in the head and destroying its brain. Also, there are 4 classes of zombie outbreaks. A Class 1 outbreak usually happens in a third world area, and the human casualties range from 1 to 50. A Class 2 outbreak happens in a place where there are people like in cities, and there can be up to 100 human casualties. In a Class 3 outbreak is a true crisis. Zombies will numbers are in thousands and cover several hundreds of miles. A Class 4 outbreak is a full-out apocalypse where we are living in an undead world. And this book tells you how to survive in a Class 4 zombie apocalypse. It tells you what weapons and supplies you need, how to evade and run away from zombie-infested areas, and how to start over and survive in a new place. Anyways, I started telling my dad about it the other day when he was driving me to school. I asked him, "Did you know that a assault rifle is better than a machine gun during a zombie apocalypse?" My dad said, "Really? Why's that?" I told him, "Zombies are slow and a headshot is the only way to kill a zombie. So you don't need a machine gun that sprays bullets everywhere. You need to aim carefully, so an assault rifle is better. Plus, a machine gun wastes a ton of bullets. And in a zombie apocalypse, everything is scarce, so a handgun helps you conserve ammo." My dad says, "You know what? That's good, and it's one of the lessons I've been trying to teach you. You shouldn't be wasteful, and you shouldn't get into the habit of wasting money and other things. You see, money, water, the environment, and other resources, they're like bullets in your gun. Just because you have a lot of bullets doesn't mean you should be careless and shoot them all up. Because if you have no extra bullets when you really need them, you're going to be a tough spot." I said, "Okay, that makes sense. Hey, I know another way to save ammo in a zombie outbreak." He said, "What's that?" I said, "You could save even more bullets if you carry a knife, an axe, or some other melee weapon. Like on a Minecraft zombie server, you might only have 90 bullets for a gun, but you have 750 strikes with the melee weapon. So you could kill far more zombies with the melee weapon while you conserve your bullets. And in terms of melee weapons, I think the katana sword is the best one. It's light, fast, and deadly." Then he said, "Cool. What else does your book tell you to do during a zombie apocalypse?" I told him, "First, you need to stock up on lots of canned foods, especially beans because they have lots of protein and fiber." Then I told him, "As soon as an outbreak happens, you should fill up your bathtub with water. You do that so you'll have some clean water and when the public supply gets cut off or contaminated." My dad said, "Interesting. I bet you they also say to have a bunch of cash too." I told him, "No, we're talking about a Class 4 outbreak. You're not going to the store to buy clothes and stuff. Why would you need cash?" He said, "You're right, cash isn't the most important thing. But it's a tool, like your guns, ammos, and other supplies. In a zombie apocalypse, most stores will be closed and ransacked, but you might need to buy or trade stuff with other people. For example, you might run out of water first, but have a bunch of beans left. So you could sell or trade your beans for water, right?" I said, "Okay." And he said, "And you probably don't want to carry all of your beans and other valuables around wherever you go. That's what you'd have to do if you wanted to barter and trade stuff. So it's far easier for people to use cash to buy and sell stuff. I said, all right, but I still wasn't convinced. I still thought that I wouldn't sell any of my supplies because I would need everything I had during a class 4 outbreak. Anyways, a few days later, I finished reading the book and I told my dad, "You were right, Dad. The book says to have a cash reserve for bare essentials." He said, "Yep, you owe me 20 push-ups." Do you know how I knew it? I said, "How?" He said, "Well, your zombie book is really a survival guide for any emergency. Max just wrote it about zombies. But in any emergency, like an earthquake, we live in California, or like Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, or the Fukushima nuclear meltdown, things are going to be scarce and things aren't going to work like they do during regular times. Roads are going to be messed up, so it's difficult to ship food to our stores. And there might be power outages, so your credit cards won't work either. So if you buy anything, cash is the king." I said, "Okay, I see." Then my dad said, "It's not just these once-in-a-lifetime disasters either. You can have a personal setback like having your car towed like Sensei Eric's the other week, or like getting a leak in your roof like Nana's. If you live paycheck to paycheck and don't have savings, you might not be able to get your car from the impound or have your roof fixed. And if you lost your jobs, you might lose your house, car, or other things. So you always need some savings in case of an emergency." "Okay, I get it. Thanks, Dad." That's pretty cool that a lot of the things can help us survive a zombie outbreak, but can also help us with other emergencies in our everyday lives. So money and other resources are like our ammo. We shouldn't just use up all of our ammo because we have a lot of it. Doing that is just a waste. Instead, we need to have some in reserve for when we really need it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Please subscribe to our AN Finance YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. And look out for another video next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.